Hello once again, Doug Ball, U.S. 4A Command Chaplain, standing here with some sports props today and my friend Chaplain Chris Schafer. Why are we standing around with sports props today, Chris?
Well, so we're going to call this the Sandlot. I'm an avid baseball fan, and I think that baseball has a lot to offer to us as we head into Holy Week. I'm a little bummed that baseball isn't going on right now because of COVID, but I think about, like many sports, you've got the fans that will cheer you on when you come out. You've got the great stories of the Sultan of SWAT who comes out to the plate and they cheer him on. And so it makes me think a little bit like Palm Sunday, the cheering and the celebration. But then there are those times, like in many other sports, where the crowd is filled full of negativity and it's insulting and taunting and mocking you. That's much like Good Friday. And then all of that kind of carries me into this time where I think about the 1932 World Series, where Babe Ruth comes to the plate, and in the midst of all of the negativity of the Chicago crowd, they're taunting him, they're mocking him, they're going crazy. They don't want him to hit the ball. In fact, they're throwing lemons onto the field. And he does something that is unique, that no one else has ever done. In the midst of all of that negativity, as he steps to the plate, he looks back at the umpire and calls for timeout, and he steps back out of the box. And he does this thing that most people have heard, at least this part of the story. He takes his bat and he reaches deep into and points to center field, and he calls his shot. And then he steps back into the box as if to say to all of the negativity that's going on, there's nothing you can do that can touch me, that can stop what I'm about to do. And the pitcher throws his best curveball that he's got. And of course, we know the end of the story. Babe swings, he hits that ball, and he puts it right where he called it, right in center field. And I think in the midst of everything that's going on in the world right now, we might be training hard, fighting hard, putting everything we've got into our spiritual disciplines, our blood, sweat, and tears, and we feel like maybe there's just nowhere else we can go, how much further we might go. And now we need that miracle hitter. We need the grace to come to the plate and to call it shot. That's where Jesus comes into play. Whether we've got issues with our relationships, whether we've got issues parenting at home, economically, things that we've been trying to work for, or just through our Lenten journey, the struggles spiritually to get to a point where we just need to go that one step farther. And then on top of that, the world throws a curveball at us called COVID-19, right? And so we need the miracle hitter more than ever before. And so the good news is Jesus comes to the plate, calls his shot, and in the midst of all the negativity of the world, he knows that there's nothing that negativity can do, because he's still gonna hit that home run. And so we have this moment where I want people to know that Jesus is on your team. And when you feel like you're struggling and you're hurting, I want you to know that grace bats last. The Hebrews writer says that we're to come to the throne of grace and receive mercy and find that grace to help us in our time of need. And so that's grace batting last. And so I hope that you'll find that grace during Holy Week, and that you'll have a most blessed week during that time. Amen.
It's a great word, Chris. Grace is truly enough for what we need in life. It does bat last. It's a good word. Great is your love and justice, God. You use the weak to lead the strong. You lead us in the song of your salvation, and all your people sing along. Your grace is enough. Your grace is enough. Your grace is enough for me. For me. Let's pray. Father God, I pray that as we face everything in life right now, and more importantly, Lord, that spiritually we walk through this Holy Week, that you would convince us deep in our hearts that grace does last, and that your grace is more than we need and more than sufficient for us. We pray in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks for joining us today, Bach.